7. He will again have compassion upon us, the Holy One, blessed is he, does not behave as a human being behaves. When a man has been provoked by a friend, he cannot bring himself to love as formerly the one who offended him, even when he has been appeased. But in the sight of the Holy One blessed is he, the repentant sinner has a higher status than the man who has never sinned. This is the meaning of the rabbinic teaching, Bereshit 34b, that in the place where the penitent stands the perfectly righteous cannot stand. The reason for this has been expounded by the rabbis in the chapter He Who Builds, Menachot 29b, where it is stated that the letter He is shaped like an exedra so that whomsoever wishes to go astray may do so. That is to say, the world was created by means of the letter He, and the Holy One, blessed is He, created the world wide open in the direction of sin and evil. As the exedra, the world is not fully enclosed, but is broken open towards the direction of evil. Consequently, he who wishes to go astray need not turn in those directions where there is no sin and iniquity by which to enter in the province of the outside ones. But the He is open at the top left-hand corner, so that if the sinner repents he can be received back there. Upon which the Talmud asks, and why should he not re-enter by the same way as he went out? And the reply is given, this will have no effect, meaning that the repentant sinner cannot be content to be fenced around from sinning as are the perfectly righteous. For a slight fence is sufficient to act as a barrier against sin for those who have not sinned. But such a barrier will not suffice for the penitent. He requires new and difficult fences. For the slight fence has been broken through, and if he tries to draw near in that direction his evil inclination will find it easy to tempt him. He needs to be very far removed from sin. Consequently, he cannot enter at the opening of the exedra where it is breached. He must ascend to enter through the narrow opening, tormenting and mortifying himself until the breaches have been healed. This is why the righteous cannot stand in the place of the penitents. For the latter have not entered by the door of the righteous, but they have tormented themselves, ascending through the upper door. They have far deeper mortified and separated themselves from sin than have the righteous. They have therefore ascended until they stand in the spiritual degree of He, namely, the fifth palace of the Garden of Eden, which is the roof of the He, while the righteous have entered at the opening of the He at the entrance to the exedra. Consequently, when man repents, and this means that he restores the He to its proper place, Teshuvah equals Tashuv He, and he causes the Shechina to return to Kudsha Baruchu, he does not return only to GD's former love, but that love is increased more and more. This is the meaning of, He will again have compassion upon us, that He will increase His mercies towards Israel and perfect them and draw them near to Him. This is how man should behave towards his neighbor. He should not feed hatred from his former anger, but when he sees that his neighbor wants to love him, he should show him a greater degree of kindness and love than formerly. He should say, behold, he is to be compared to the penitents in whose place the perfectly righteous cannot stand. And he should bring him close to a far greater degree than those who are perfectly righteous, namely, those who have not offended him. 8. He will conquer our iniquities. Behold, the Holy One, blessed is He, behaves in this way towards Israel. And this is the secret of conquering iniquities. For behold, the mitzvah is blossom shot forth, shooting up without limit to enter His blessed presence. Sins, however, have no entrance there, GD forfend, but He conquers them so that they cannot enter. As it is written, Tehillim 5:5, evil shall not sojourn with you, evil cannot dwell in your dwelling place, Midrash Shosher Tov in Shabbat 149b. If this is so, then sin does not enter into the innermost presence. This is why, Kiddush in 39b, there is no reward in this world for the carrying out of a mitzvah, for mitzvot are in His presence, and how then can He give from the spiritual reward that is in His presence in a material world? Behold, the whole world is not worthy of a single mitzvah, and its spiritual bliss. For this reason too, He does not accept the bribe of mitzvot. For instance, the Holy One, blessed is He, does not say, He has done 40 mitzvot and committed 10 sins. The 10 cancel each other out, leaving 30 mitzvot, GD forfend. But even the perfectly righteous man who commits a single sin is seen in the eyes of GD as one who burned the whole Torah until his debt is paid, after which he will receive the reward of all his mitzvot. This is a great kindness which the Holy One, blessed is He, gives to the righteous, that He does not deduct the mitzvot, for these are very precious, ascending to his blessed presence. How then can he deduct them because of the sins a man commits? For the reward of sin is from the portion of hell, from that which is despicable. And the reward of mitzvot is from the esteemed glory of the Shekhinah. How then can these be deducted for these? But the Holy One, blessed is he, claims the debt of the sins and gives reward for all the mitzvot. This is the meaning of, he will subdue our iniquities, that the sins do not prevail in his presence as the mitzvot prevail, but he subdues them so that they do not ascend, not enter. Although his providence extends over all the ways of man, both good and evil, he, nonetheless, does not subdue the good, but it blossoms upwards exceedingly, and mitzvah is added to mitzvah, until an edifice is built out of them, and an honorable robe. But sins do not possess this property, but he subdues them, that they should not have this success, nor entry into the innermost presence. This quality too, a man should make his own, not to subdue the good his neighbor had done, and to remember the evil he has done. On the contrary, he should subdue evil, forget it and reject it so that evil does not dwell within him. But the good his neighbor had done should always be arraigned before him, and he should remember this good so that it prevails over all the deeds his neighbor has done. And he should not deduct in his heart, saying, if he has done good to me he has also behaved badly to me, so that the good is forgotten. He should not do this, but with regard to the evil his neighbor has done to him he should allow himself to be appeased in every possible way. But the good should never be removed from his sight, and he should hide himself from the bad as far as he possibly can, just as the Holy One, blessed is he, subdues iniquity, as I have explained.